This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for KVUE News Daybreak. It is 5 a.m. I'm Brian Mays.
And I'm Yvonne Nava. It is Thursday, May 11th.
We begin this hour with breaking news. A train derailment in Manor has shut down an intersection there at Blue Bluff Road and Old Highway 20. The road won't be back open until 5 o'clock tonight. About 12 hours closed there. The derailment happened just after 2 a.m. this morning. Department of Public Safety saying 3 rail cars overturned, the cars carrying fertilizer and gravel. They say the intersection will be closed again until late this evening because they have to bring in a large crane to remove those train cars. Officials do not know a cause at this point, and there were no injuries. But let's check in with Anavid Reyes for a look at how you might want to avoid this area this morning. Anavid?
Absolutely. It's going to be a mess there this morning. Take a look at this. You're going to want to take FM 973 and stick to 290 this morning, especially if you're trying to get to the high school here right off of 290 on Joyce. So again, take 973, or you can also take Bastrop Street up to 290. Again, stick to 290 this morning. Highway 130 is going to be shut down from 130 to Blue Bluff Road off of Old Highway 20. So it's going to be a mess this morning. Guys, back to you. And actually, we're going to get a look at weather before we get to you guys.
Yeah, we're tracking some storms just to the west of our viewing area. Notice a line of showers and thunderstorms. One of them is severe warned, where this yellow polygon is. That's a cell that's been producing possibly some small hail, heavy rain, and gusty winds. Now, the good news is that it's just north of our viewing area, just north of Mason County, but we'll be monitoring that. Still moving to the north and the east, so not going to affect our viewing area. What we are keeping an eye on is the possible development of some of these stronger showers this morning and into this afternoon for our viewing area. As of now, just some spotty sprinkles and patchy drizzle. That's the light green you see shaded on our radar. Temperatures in the 70s for the eastern county, 60s for the hill country. Temperatures are going to be kind of where we were yesterday in terms of our forecast. Now, rain shower chances, I think we'll have a slightly better chance of possibly seeing that rain. Maybe this afternoon, a thunderstorm could potentially be on the stronger side, as these cells this afternoon are going to be individual. So when they're more individual cells, they have a greater chance of developing into a stronger storm. So we'll keep an eye on that, and also continuing to talk about the sunshine that's headed our way. You're going to want to hear about it in the full forecast. As for now, guys, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Erica. Rumors swirling in Washington after President Trump fired FBI Director James Comey. There's new information that Comey requested more resources from the Department of Justice into the Trump campaign and Russian investigation just days before he was abruptly let go. ABC's Janae Norman explains what will happen next.
Less than 24 hours after firing the man leading the investigation into Russian meddling, President Trump welcomed Russia's ambassador and foreign minister to the White House. Trump laughing with the Russians in the Oval Office and then commenting on why he fired FBI Director James Comey.
Because he wasn't doing a good job, very simply. He was not doing a good job.
James Comey writing his former FBI colleagues, quote, "I'm not going to spend time on the decision or the way it was executed. I hope you won't either. It is done. I will be fine. Although I will miss you and the mission deeply." The sudden decision less than a week after the White House said the president had confidence in Comey, but now a different story.
The president had lost, again, like I said, he'd lost confidence in Director Comey, and frankly, he'd been considering letting Director Comey go since the day he was elected.
ABC News has learned just days before he was fired, Comey requested more resources from the Department of Justice for the Russia investigation. The White House implying there's nothing left to investigate.
Let's put it behind us. Let's move on.
But Comey's firing only raising more questions.
Obviously, when you have a president fire the FBI director, when there's an active investigation going on, then there are questions that need to be answered.
The White House pinning the sudden decision on how Comey handled the Clinton investigation in July of last year. But Democrats say it's not that investigation the president is worried about.
I think it's all about Russia. It's not about Hillary.
Democrats are now insisting a special prosecutor take over the Russia investigation, even postponing all Senate hearings yesterday to make a point. And now at least one Republican is considering it. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, Pflugerville police investigating the city's first homicide in 15 years. They say whomever shot and killed a man yesterday hasn't been caught yet. This happened about 5 a.m. in the 1825 apartments east of I-35. Police found a victim lying in the parking lot. He was transported to St. David's Round Rock Medical Center where he died. Officers say the public could make a difference when it comes to finding the killer.
I know that there's times when people look out the window after they hear the shot. You saw something, a vehicle description. You saw somebody running. Work with us. This is a plea for the community to come together and work together with the Pflugerville Police Department.
Now, if you have any information on the crime, you're encouraged to call the police. That number is on your screen. We could learn the name of the victim later today. Police describe him as a man in his early 20s.
Well, KVUE has obtained exclusive new video of the moments after 4 University of Texas students were attacked on campus last week. And we're also hearing from the man who helped police take down the accused killer. Yakov Leva was cooking in a food truck on campus. He told us he heard panicked people, turned around, and then saw Kendricks White stab the 4th victim right in front of their truck. That's when, instead of running or hiding, he jumped out of the truck and followed White.
He didn't have a facial expression, like he was emotionless. He didn't seem like he was sorry for what he had done. He seemed like he was something normal, like, oh well, like, you know, I did what I was doing and that was it, you know. He was just blank, and that bugged me a lot.
For a full look at that entire exclusive video, check out our website, KVUE.com. Freshman UT student Harrison Brown died in that attack. According to court documents, Kendricks White stabbed Brown in the chest. 3 other students were injured. They've all now been released from the hospital. Kendricks White's parents are devastated about the attack. Kenneth and Shantina White spoke exclusively to KVUE and the Austin American-Statesman. Tony Plahetsky sat down with them and asks what they think happened to their son. The exclusive interview coming up later this morning right here on Daybreak. Happening today, the Texas Senate will hold a public hearing on a transportation measure. House Bill 100 would regulate ride-sharing companies across the state. KVUE's Corey Coffin joins us live this morning to break it all down for us. Corey, good morning.
Good morning to you, Ivana. A bill like this was highly anticipated at the start of the legislative session because companies like Uber and Lyft promised to tackle state law when they left Austin. Now, this new bill would override Austin's law requiring fingerprint background checks for drivers, thus allowing Uber and Lyft to operate in Austin without them. That's something they originally asked voters to back them on last year. Despite spending $10 million on that campaign versus the opposition's $180,000, Uber and Lyft still did not get the votes it needed. The ride-sharing giants then made good on their promise to leave the city and take the fight to the state. That left a need in Austin that several other companies filled, employing those drivers.
They're going to take a hit. I mean, if you look at the online discussion with all the drivers are now with Ride Austin, Fair, and Fasten, there's a sentiment that they don't want Uber back, right? Because Uber has a tendency to lower rates to such a low level where it's not profitable.
Now, companies like Ride Austin are offering to continue fingerprint background checks even if state law doesn't require it because they say, well, that's what Austin voters wanted. And when asked about this latest development, council members in Austin say it's just too soon to comment, but they do say they are concerned about the Department of Justice's criminal investigation into Uber. Meanwhile, the Senate will take up the measure later today. Reporting live near downtown Austin, I'm Corey Coffin for KVUE News. Guys, back to you.
Well, 10 people are behind bars this morning after a massive drug bust in Cedar Park. Take a look at this haul. During a 7-month investigation, Cedar Park police seized $250,000 worth of drugs, including 230 prescription pills, 6 bottles of prescription syrup, 64 pounds of marijuana, and 273 grams of cocaine. They also seized almost $200,000 in drug profits, 3 pistols, and 7 assault rifles.
The West Mims fire in Georgia has spread now to 144,000 acres, growing another 3,500 acres since Tuesday. Check out this video the Georgia Forestry Commission posted to their Facebook page. The entire southern half of Charlton County is under mandatory evacuations. They say with the current wind speeds, it's hard to make any predictions about when they could get this fire under control. Right now, it's only 12% contained. Boy, just tough to see that. Back here at home, we're looking at maybe some rain today. Erica Lopez has all the detail.
That's right. Still tracking the chance for some spotty showers this morning, this afternoon, possibly a stronger storm. We already have some storms that are developing just outside of our viewing area. This is what you're waking up to, though. Temperatures in the 70s. It's muggy, it's sticky, still lots of clouds. And then again, a chance for a spotty sprinkle this morning. Now, here's that line of showers and thunderstorms I've mentioned just to the west of our viewing area. One of those storms is actually severe warned, continues to push to the north and the east, so not going to make its way into our viewing area. But it has the capability, this line of showers and thunderstorms, of possibly being strong. As for us, spotty showers we've seen for the eastern counties so far this morning. The majority of us have been in the clear, but some of these showers could redevelop. Keep that in mind. That's why we're keeping in a 20% chance of isolated shower this morning. Temperatures in the 70s will warm up into the 80s this afternoon, and calling it a 30% chance where our viewing area is under a marginal risk for some potentially stronger storms that could come into our viewing area. So notice the majority of that severe threat just to the north and east of us, but Austin and eastern counties in a marginal threat. So I'll have the more details, go in depth hour by hour, what we can expect in the full forecast. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Erica. Today, the oldest known veteran in the nation, Richard Overton, is celebrating his 111th birthday. The Austinites served in the U.S. Army from 1942 to 1945 during World War II. The University of Austin Club will hold a celebration from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. A block party will take place on Richard Overton Avenue in his East Austin neighborhood. Last month, Austin City Council renamed Hamilton Avenue in his honor. Overton has lived in the same home in that area since 1945, and that's where he'll celebrate his birthday, listening to R&B, drinking whiskey, and smoking his favorite cigars. Doesn't that sound like a fun party?
Sounds like a great day to me.
Yeah,
congratulations and happy birthday to him.
Well, there's a new scam targeting a local community.
What Williamson County officials want you to know before you take a phone call from a stranger.
Plus, the parents of the UT student accused of going on a stabbing rampage on campus, they're sharing their story.
You know, it's like, this is a bad dream. This is not happening.
What they're describing about their son's behavior days before the attack and the message they're sending out to all parents.